Now that you've logged into your website and you've come to your dashboard, I'm going to navigate you and show you how to get to your front page to make changes. So on your left hand side here, you're going to hover over pages, and click on all pages. Then you'll be brought to 3 pages that you have available here. So the first page we're going to edit is the front page, and you can tell it's the front page because it's got the word front page. What we're going to do is we're going to hover over and right click on edit with Elementor and open in a new tab. And then once we'll just let the page load. The speed of this loading time works on the speed of your internet. So if it does dip, just check your internet's not getting slow. Okay, so as you can see, it is loaded here. Okay, so here is, you can see there's your background, and now you can see it looks like the front page, but you've got widgets now that you can click on. As you can see here, you go down, they all look the same like this. Okay, so I'm going to start from the top, but I'll just give you a basic rundown of how we built the site. So what you do is we used a row here. So if you click on the 6 dots, you'll get edit section. This is the row. Now these are all the settings that we used. If you go to style, you can see there is the background image that we used there. If we click on here, we can go background overlay. You can see that is the there's, you change the color if you wanted to go make a bit yellowy, see, like that. So that's how we changed the overlay on the image. To change the wording, all you do is you can click here and you can change the wording there, for example, or you can come onto the right hand side here. So now just to give you an example, you'll see here that's a piece of coding. Now, because this is a title, it was going to go in one long line. For the design purposes, we didn't like that. So what we did was we put that bracket, BR, close bracket, and that basically stands for break in coding language. And as you can see, it's just dropped the builder South Africa to the next line. And same thing with MPC. That's it. There you can change your heading tags if you want. Then you've got a text editor on this one, and as you can see here you can bullet point it, center it, do whatever you want, change the wording. If you go to style, typography, you see you can drag it down to whatever you want it to be. Your weight is basically the thickness of the wording, so we go 900, you can see it gets thicker, and 300 is less. Right, there's the color of the text. This is if you would like it to be aligned left, centered, justified. Here's your settings. You're not really going to be wanting to play around with this as much, but if you were, you would play around with your padding. You see it just moves it further away. But remember, I mean, if it's working now, unless you really don't like it, then I wouldn't even play around with this advanced section at all. So to come here, what we did was, again, we used a row, but we built it here, and we did this one a little bit differently. To get this overlap here, we clicked on the row. When I work on the rows, I like to right click and go edit section. That way I know it's definitely been selected. What we're going to do is we're going to go to advanced, and you can see your margin here is on -50. If we increase that, go back to 0, you can see the rows. See how it's moving. So that's how we effectively got the overlap that's showing there. So now what we did was, this is 3 columns, 1 column, 2 column, 3 columns here. If you click on the column here and we go to style, 95 to 99% of the time the layout or style, it might be content style, but style and advanced is always there for every widget. And as you can see, there's the background, so we can change the background here, you see. I'll just paste that back in there. So, and then again, there's the title there. This is what we did, a counter. So if you wanted it to go to 6,000, you'd do that, and then it will count all the way to 6,000. Okay, there's that. Again, another title. Same thing here. Buttons are quite nice because you can see you've got a link there. If you click on the cog here, you can make it open in a new tab, or just let it open in that page. Because you're diverting to a different website, I put it to open in a new tab, because you don't really want people going away from your website, because 90% of the people probably click on that link and go, okay, close it, and then they're back to your website. So you don't want to divert traffic off your website. Same thing here, the title, and you can just go and change whatever you'd like. You can do it like that. This one here, again, we're going to go into the row, click on the image, you just select the image. There it is there. Insert media, and that's it. If you wanted to upload a new one, you can just upload a new one there. Right. Basically, it's the same thing all the way down. That's the beauty of Elementor. It makes it very easy for people to edit their websites. Makes it really, really nice. So you scroll down. These our projects. Again, it's another row just with a title in. Sorry, I found a mistake there. So just a title in there. This one here, what we did was, again, it's a row, but we use 4 columns. Okay, and we use the image widget, the heading, which is the title, and the text, and that's how we got the layouts here. Same thing down here. One thing I'd like to add, if you click on the column here, this here, if you right click and edit column, this affects only this column here, where as you can see the dotted lines. If I go into this one, you see more dotted lines. This link here, this takes it to a YouTube video. Now I've made it the column. Everything on that becomes active as as an active link. So that's how we got it diverting to the YouTube video or another website or whatever link it had to go to. Scroll down again, same thing, heading, row, image, title, text. There's the link to the column going to a different website. Again, we have them open in a new tab, because you don't want to divert people off your website. Don't mind taking them to a different website, but when it must be in a separate tab. Scroll down, this event calendar here. This event calendar we've linked up to Google. So if you change that, you will break that link to Google. Here are all your calendar settings. So you can have it start on a Monday or whatever day you'd like it to start on. Month view, list view is quite nice, because then it's a bit of a list like that. Hide events, you can go around, you can play around with event colors that you want there. So that's the event widget here. Our team, again, remember, it's just exactly the same. You've got a heading, text bar. This one here, we used a image box, so it's just an icon widget where we told it to go to the left. As you can see here, we can change the details like that. We just all we did was we edited the column. If we go into style, you go border, you'll be able to see that we put a border there. That's how we got that black line going around. And then we put the border to 1 pixel. If we make it more, you see the border gets thicker. It's entirely what you want it to be there. And again, all the teams are the same. All the teams are the same. This section here is again just a row. Just a row, and if we go at the back here, there's the image there, there's the color. And if we go to back overlay, there's the color there. And then if they change this, you can actually see how the overlay changes. Okay, so now one thing I want to show you is, you can see here now I've edited the row edit section. Medium height, we changed this height section. If we go default, you see it just basically puts it all to the top, which doesn't really look that nice. And fit to screen will make it actually fit the screen, which again, if you're on a big a 27-inch screen, it will be quite big with it. So what we did was min to height. So now we can actually control how high we want it. So we had it on 8. So that's something you can just play around with. There, this section here was we used a HTML widget here, and that was the coding that was provided to us for your email setup. Sorry, for your subscriber link. And then what we did was we just did the background. We edited the column style. We made the background white, and we went to border. And then what we did was we didn't actually apply a border, right? Because we put the background in. We just changed the radius of the border. As you can see, if you look here in the corner here, it's quite pointy. Now I'm going to change make it go up. You see it goes round. Can you see that? We make it 20. There you go. This section here is an image that we uploaded. There you go. You can see there. And then what we did was we changed the transparency of the image like that. Scroll down. Now this is a gallery. So if you click on the widget, here's all your galleries here. If you right click and go edit gallery, there you'll see all the images there. All the images there for and if you just click that little pencil there, there's if you want to delete it, if you want to add to gallery. Once you've done what you want to do, you can add captions to it. You just hit insert gallery, and then it'll insert it. Down here is the layout that you want. Down here is the layout. Lazy load is quite nice because what happens is it's not going to try to load every image there and then. So it's going to load them as the user's scrolling down, which again works with the speed of your site, which is quite nice. So your site will load quite quickly, and as the user's scrolling down, it will only load the images then. Random order, I put them in just so that every time someone comes to the website, the images are not in the same spot, so it kind of feels that there's new images being put up. Scroll down here, become a member. Here's are the images that were supplied to us. There's the link going to the other page. If we click here, there's the link for the image going to another page. And again, it's just an image widget that we used. Scroll down again, this is the image widgets, but what we did was we, instead of having 3 columns, we only had 2. So if we right click on the edit the column and go duplicate, you'll see there you go there. We just delete that. There you go. You scroll down, and that is the end of the front page of your website. So what you're going to do is, let's say for example you want to add a new section now. So you've got a choice. What you can do is, let's say let's find something to add. Okay, so we're going to come down here, we're going to go row. Now these are the different columns that's set out. So I always start with the single row, and then if we click this Rubik's cube here, these are all the widgets that we've got here. So for example, let's say we're going to load a video. So we just drag it, see that blue line there, and we drop it. So now it's going to pull a video directly. If you wanted to get a video from YouTube, you just go to YouTube, copy the link, put it on here. You've got some control, you can mute it, autoplay. So that's how you can, and then if you want an image overlay, you can put an image and you select the image there that you wanted. So it's something that you can play. I wouldn't advise putting a video on the front page because it does slow down loading times. But all of these widgets here are all available for you to use. Everything's there. So nothing is not impossible. Like these ones here, we just made out of the icon box. So if we drag an icon box and put it underneath here, right, there it is there. And what we do is we delete that and we choose an image here. If we type in icon here, there's all the different things that you can use here. If we type in testimonial, these are the testimonials. Sorry, my apologies. This is an image box, not a icon box. So my apologies there. But you can go around and play around and add things to your website and change it. Now this is just a desktop view. If you scroll down here, you see you got a responsive at the bottom left. You click on that, you can go to a mobile view. Now you can change what it looks like on the mobile. So for example, there's this image here. If we go to style, you see where it's got the little mobile. So if I make it, I can make the image show full screen like that. Now, when I make that change, let's go back to the desktop, it hasn't made the change on the desktop view, only the mobile view. So now you've got different views that you can go through and change. So which is really, really nice, which is a nice feature. So this one here, we could do the same thing. Mobile, we'll just make 100%. There you go. Now the image is fitting full. And then you just click update, and then you can check it on your phone. And we go back to desktop view, and there you go. It hasn't changed it on the desktop view. So you've got two different angles that you can look at on here. But that is how you edit your front page.